What's up vlog? Another day, another vlog. Welcome back to my channel. I go by the name Karonjao, Carolina Njao, zote ni zangu. So welcome back to my channel again. And how y'all doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing gorgeous. I'm doing okay. I am blessed and I am happy. I am excited being another day. And yeah, so welcome to back to my channel. And I am going to discuss something that has been on my mind lately. I'll be discussing this book, The Gift, by who? Edith Eger, The Gift, 14 Lessons to Save Your Life. So this book, I bought it when I saw my favorite YouTuber. She was reading it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this book. So I got it. And there's a quote about by Oprah Winfrey. It says, "I'll be forever changed by Edith Edgar story." So it is a story about her life, so it started way back when she was young. She's a Jewish, by the way. And being a Jew and living in Germany in the like 1980 what something, back then it was horrible and it was chaotic. So you all remember when we learned about Adolf Hitler in history, social studies, something like that. So you can remember when we studied about Adolf Hitler. So she is a survivor of the Holocaust in Germany. She is a Jew and being taken to the concentration camps and going through all that pain and being a survivor. I also listened to her story in one of somebody was hosting her in a YouTube channel, and I was like, I gotta listen to her story. So it was chaotic, it was bad being taken to the concentration camps and being, you know being there. It was chaotic, it was painful seeing people dying each and every day. People are dying from starvation, people are dying from diseases, people are just dying each and every day, each and every minute people are dying. And you being there and just asking God to give you another chance to survive and live to tell a story. It was amazing for her to be a survivor. One thing, when they got to the concentration camp, there was this let's just call him a commander, right? So his name was Mengele, and she was like, you gotta dance for me, and she had to dance for him so that she can be able to survive in there. And once she wrote this book, it was like, okay, I did not get to understand this book very well until I got to listen to her story. And this book is called The Gift because she lives this life as a gift. She was in the Holocaust. She managed to survive. So God gave her this life as a gift. So this book talks about how German and stuff like that, but mostly it's not about Germans. She gives us a part of her life, a little story about her life. And now you gotta do the research and understand what's going on. So I did the research, and it was about the Germans and the Jewish. It's like America back then, when black people used to be mistreated because and then it came Black Lives Matter. So the Jewish and the Germans were ruling over the Jewish, taking them to concentration camps, killing them each and every day, mistreating them, making them die from starvation. I also read about a story of Anna Frank. She and her mom, her sister, and her dad, they were Jewish by then, and then they were taken to the concentration camp. They did not survive, but the story is actually great because her father was a businessman, and so the businesses of the Jews were being taken over by the Germans. So the dad had to turn his business to a German that he trusted. And then there was a building in that place that this building that usually have attics and a closed door that is a library, something like that. So they hid there for 2 good years without being discovered each and every day. But when they were discovered, they were taken to the concentration camp. They were separated. Her and her sister, they were in the same concentration camp, and her mom, I guess, but her dad was taken to a different one because men were being separated from women. So the bad thing, not the bad thing, but the sad news is when they were the concentration camps were being taken over, like as in the war was over and the Germans were defeated, the girls, Anne and her sister Margot, they died 2 weeks earlier from a disease called typhus, and her mom already had passed away, so the dad was the only survivor. And by that time they hid there for 2 years. Anne wrote each and every day what life was like for her. It was called the Anne Frank Diary. I need to get that book and read it. It is a very good thing to read, to understand what they were going through back then in the German during that German Holocaust massacre. So I read this book. I really advise that somebody should get this book and read it, because it is a very good book. She has very interesting points about life. One being one of our fears, our first fears, is abandonment. We figure thus we learn early how to get the A's: attention, affection, approval. We figure out what to do and whom to become to get our needs met. The problem is not what we do these things, is that we keep doing them. We think that we must in order to be loved. It is dangerous to put your whole life into somebody else's hand. So I loved this book, and I am glad that I got to meet it, and read it. You just have to be you. May you be more and more each and every day. You have to embrace you. You have to embrace your freedom, because if she did not go to, even if she did not survive, we would not be having this book. She's a survivor. She's actually old by now. She has a lot of grandchildren. She studied, she's a psychiatrist. She has done a lot with her life, and that's why she named this book The Gift, because she was given another chance to live out of the concentration camps in Germany. She was taken there. There was starvation, dying each and every day, each and every minute. Typhus, the disease, is being mistreated. You being a girl, you are being taken advantage of by the German soldiers so that they, meet their sexual desires, But she was able to survive. This book is actually amazing, and I hope somebody else is going to agree with me once you get to read it. Keys to freeing yourself from guilt and shame. You made it. If you believe that everything is your fault, then gently hold your heart. Hug that wounded part of you and exchange it for a loving self. Tell yourself, yes, I made a mistake. It does not make me a bad person. My doing is not the entirety of my being. I am good. If your trauma is still living in your body, embrace it, because you survived it. You're still here. You made it. My breathing has been very limited since my back broke during the war. So I like to go inside myself and say hello to my breathing, to my lungs. Find your vulnerable part and love it, all of it. When you pay attention to grow stronger, replace these messages of guilt or shame with a daily practice of kind and loving self-talk. As soon as you wake up in the morning, go to the mirror and look at yourself with loving eyes. Say, I am powerful, I am kind, I'm a person of strength. Then kiss yourself on the back of each hand. Smile at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. Y'all, you need to get this book. Tafadhali. If you don't know who to ask for, ask me for my number. Ask for my plug's number, and I'll give it, because this book is very interesting, and I'm going to be giving you each I know what to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to review this book again, as in, like, I'm going to be taking key points out of this book and reading them to you on each and every video, So until the next video, I love you so much. Take care. God bless you. And until the next video, I love you so much. Peace.